Welcome to your ground, and my name is Boaz, aka King Boaz, and today we are back again in the city of Kings, and we're talking to one artist. He's been around in the game for some time, and I believe that I don't know why the media is sleeping on this guy. So let me not try and say much. He's here to talk about himself. ColeBehk, welcome to your ground.
Hey, thanks, man. Thank you for having me today. I've been watching your shows and I've been wanting to get into one of them, so I'm actually glad that I managed to be here today. So thank you for that.
Yeah, it's a pleasure, man. It's a pleasure, man. Yeah. So maybe briefly, if you can tell us about yourself, who's ColeBehk? What are you all about?
If I could say a lot of things because I have is listening and he's in there, but callback basically is a young artist, a very energetic artist, as you can tell with the energy, even in the voice, you know.
Yeah.
I do music. Been doing music for quite some time. I do hip hop. I do R&B. Not I don't base in R&B, but like my main genre is hip hop with a little bit of Kwaito-ish when I put my mother language in it.
All right, all right, all right. So maybe before we go further, let's go back to ColeBehk. Is this a
Right.
ColeBehk, the one that you know from the phone? What is the inspiration of this call?
Hey, to be honest with you, I've had that with a lot of people who would see like they always miss. It's either they misspell my name or like the pronunciation level is always not the correct one. Or what?
All right, yeah,
Basically, callback, which is this callback, is COLE. That is a call, and then back is BEHK. So how
right,
that started was I've always had a thing for like I will see. I started Cash back in the hood when I rolled with my boys, Zero Monkey Nation, and then they started switching things up, like marking me, Bengisu Cassandra, you know what I mean? It was just a boy. So I was like, nah, okay, so maybe for me it's like a sign to switch, So one day I sat down and I was like, call back. And then instantly from that day, I just became callback.
all right, all right. I see, I see. So now, at what point in your life did you decide to say, okay, this art thing is my thing. I need to do this. Yeah.
2008 was the official year when I got an inspiration to rap.
All right.
I used to like Abanjabo, Michael Jackson, or Lil Wayne and stuff like that growing up, And
Yeah.
then one day, ngiyathanda into zokubhala, So I just started writing lyrics this one time. When I started, it was just for like fun, I used to just to enjoy it to write.
Yeah.
And then this one time, brother's friend came to me. He's like, "Hey, did you write those lyrics?" Because I was like rehearsing them, and I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Dude, you're hot, like you got it." I was like, "Nah." I didn't take him seriously. And then a couple years down the lane, 2008, 9, 10, 2012. That's when I actually was discovered by Red Monkey Nation. And then Ugans was like, "Nah, you sitting on talent, bro."
Yeah.
Nah, what are you talking about? Because I never really took it serious, But
Yeah.
then when Red Monkey discovered the boy, I was like, let me try this thing. Then we started doing a couple of songs, and I got into some freestyle on other people's instrumentals and stuff. And then in between mid 2012, I was like, let me actually do this and see how far it can take me. So I think 2012, I can say, is the takeoff for me.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
And then if I can take you back maybe to Red Monkey Nation, I remember listening to songs from Red Monkey Nation. I think as back as 2011, 2012, if I'm not mistaken, there. But so, what was the highlight? What did you learn from working with Red Monkey Nation? And with Red Monkey Nation, was this just a hip hop group, or there's more to it?
Wow, that's a very good question. Red Monkey Nation for me is my family, in terms of music. because what I learned about Red Monkey is family, how a lot of people can actually come together and do something productive. Yeah, bro.
All right.
So for me, because we all had different backgrounds, because we were like 6, 7.
Yep.
So you had to like share my ideas, amanye artists, you have and for me, I learned how to communicate better, with Avante and having Spanalawo in the music industry, and to appreciate the differences that we have. Because we all came up with different styles, different energies because of our backgrounds, of course. And then I had to take all those things in, and I appreciate the relationships, that I managed to solidify with those guys. And up until today, most of them were still talking, even though we separated. Some are in South Africa, we just kind of spread it out the country and the world. But I basically learned communication, how to communicate better, how to appreciate other people, and to support, to support each other, because we did a lot. Like every Saturday we had bookings, so we knew every Saturday there's still happening, so we did at different clubs. And then of course there were rivalries. One time one fight was actually like so bad, it was after a show, and it was like fist fight. But it was that serious. And then when I look back right now, I'm like, this, it wasn't a hobby anymore, everyone. Because you didn't see what Abantu they're invested with emotionally in this thing. When somebody can actually punch you in the face for just writing a song that's better than his and performing it better than his, because we used to do that thing. Like Red Monkey was a movement. We were gonna take over the City of Kings, to be honest with you, because that was the agenda. And then we had one objective, and we wanted to run the City of Kings, City of Kings and Queens, and we were gonna be those kings. So it was a lot. It was a very big family, a strong family. So we still our family. So yeah.
All right. So what happened to Red Monkey? Why did you guys go in different directions?
Dreams, I guess. Dreams, focus, motivation, inspiration, or like choices, in life. Sometimes, some of it, if not most of the time, it's not. I can't call it peer pressure, but because of our backgrounds, we all experience different things, And for us, growing up, hip hop wasn't that kind of genre that would be seen to be successful. So when you're a rapper, you know how hip hop is associated with, amantombazana babengagqokanga, immorality and all that stuff. But I mean, that is and it doesn't mean like that's a bad thing, because that's what we represent. So for us, abakhulele in a medium to high density area, it's like, so where's it gonna take you? Yeah, bro. So I think most of that kind of affected, the whole crew. And Abang, they just decided to for them, it just wasn't working. And next thing you know, Umchita is calling you and he's telling you, hey, sing for you, let your bag. You're like, yo, what? It's all of his song and stuff, you know what I mean? But then that was basically the direction Abani took, so to try and better themselves in a different atmosphere, maybe outside music. But I do have a boy, a friend of mine, a brother, Umteri the rapper. He's actually in South Africa right now, and he's still doing music. So I'm actually glad, even though we separated Bakona within us, Sisonke C crew, that is still actually invested in hip hop. So yeah.
All right. Yeah. So you come from a family that is already into arts, if I can say. So have you always had that support, for example, from your mom? Has she always wanted you to go in that direction? Because most of the times when parents live in art, they see the struggles, they see the challenges. And then when you come up as a kid and say, I want to take your footsteps, I want to try this, they're like, no, do accounting, become a lawyer and something else, but leave this thing.
Yeah. I think at the end of it was I had challenges, to be honest with you, because at the time I was still battling with with school.
Yeah.
Personally, I got to a point where I was like, I'm not gonna go to school anymore. You know what I mean? I didn't see my future there, to be honest with you. But then my family kind of advised me, you know what? Want to focus on your music, on your artistic side, but at least have your O levels, finish your Form 4, right, to pass it, and then you can make your decision afterwards. So thankfully, I made that decision, and then I went forward with it. But I will not, like, the challenges were pretty tough for me because you can imagine at the time you have this inspiration, this drive, you have, I want to do this,
Yeah.
and you've been in the industry, and to be in a family ads. Like for me now, mama would always say Uti, I'm actually into arts, and I know what's entertainment industry, how it's looking for us here in
Yeah.
Zimbabwe, and if you want to pursue that, it's not going to be easy for you because it's difficult for the people that are already in,
Yeah.
and when you're going to be this new kid from somewhere else who OT, and he wants to be a rapper, and
Yeah.
like that's a whole different industry altogether. Yabona. And Abantu at the time were doing Sungura, in music like Oliver Mtukudzi, Macheso, and I'm hip hop, and you're coming into that atmosphere. I mean, you're like a ghost, to
Yeah.
them. So, but eventually, I think they come to understood to know this, ColeBehk is actually serious about this, and
Yeah.
it's something that he really wants to pursue. And then the support kind of started coming in the way that I wanted it to come. At first, it was coming, but I didn't see it. I felt like but
Yeah.
the more I grew up, I was like, it was actually support, second opinion, advice, and then I'm here today because of that support.
Yeah, nice, nice, nice. So, right. So, besides music, have you done
Mm.
anything in the art field? What is it that you've done outside music?
Uh, where do I start? It's just, art is beautiful.
Yeah.
For one, um, I've done photography. I've done modeling. I did modeling in Blawayo. That's when I actually started. And it's funny how, I think we are no, this person is artistic. Because
Yeah.
how I was discovered the modeling. I was just walking. Like imagine this Hambelanje. And someone approaches me, he's like, why you hambang at your model? So for me, I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, no, I would actually want to try you out. In about 3 days' time, we'll be having a show. So if you don't mind, you can come through and then we'll advertise these clothes for this other designer and we'd actually want to try you out. And immediately, just like that, 3 days after, my phone, you coming, pick you up in Zinjali. And I was in town and I was like, wow. So, some things actually happened just like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
so modeling, and then I also did acting. I casted for Chinoi 7, which was a movie, AI Kulumang History Zimbabwe, you know what I mean? And then I also did modeling when I came to Harare, the Sunshine City, the capital city.
Yeah.
And basically, I think photography, modeling, and acting, those are the most things that I've done so far, also including my music.
All right. So now you're based in Harare.
Yeah, I'm based in the capital city.
All right. So is the sun shining? You moved away from the city of kings. Is the sun shining in Harare? Because there are so many challenges, or many people talk of challenges in Bulawayo. That art is not that great, or there is no support. Sometimes they blame even Harare. People are in the system and stuff like that. How are things looking up for you? Is the sun shining on the other side?
I think, to be honest with you, when I was in Blawayo, the city of kings and queens, I kind of had the same mindset. Uguti, like, why is it everything like it seems a little bit It's like Harare is the main place to be, to push your stuff, because
Yeah.
that's where. But I got, like, I will understand that when I came here, it's because everything is happening here. abantu abaningi is here. The market is here.
Yeah.
So Blawa isn't bad because I appreciate my city because that's where I come from and I represent it wherever I go. But the market in Blawayo is different from Harare. Yabona. So that's something that I came to appreciate when I came to the capital city. I want to know. It's not because Harare is it's popping because that's where everything is. You know, you want to hip hop is here. We've got different people that support hip hop, and English for Harare is like on top. You know, because everyone kind of like prefers it. So
Yeah.
hip hop being in English, you know, kind of genre, I'm not saying it's only based on that, but majority wise, you're definitely gonna get the vibe going here. You're definitely gonna feel the sunshine, you know, when you're here.
Yeah.
And Blawayo for me, it kind of brought the king, you know, out of me because what do kings do most of the time? You know, they give orders and they have everybody else doing the work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
sunshine city is where the sun is shining, but you need to put in the work. Yeah, when you need to ufake effort and you do everything you can to make sure that everything gets done. So it's shining. It's shining right now. You know, every time you put in the work. Of course, there are challenges, and it was hard for me because when I actually came here, I was solo. I didn't have my boys backing me up. I didn't have the Red Monkey team. You know, what you know, we me and the boys, we got this. Let's do this. Let's get the paper. Let's get the money. Let's get it going. I was on my own. I didn't know anybody, you know, in the music industry, and
Yeah.
the competition was a little too tight for me. But I didn't give up because I believed in myself and I knew that I could make it, and I
Yeah.
got it. You know, so God willingly, I met my producer, who's still my producer up to today, Snoozy, and we've been running the thing together ever since. You know, and then we started making waves in my hood, my neighborhood. People knew, there's somebody call back, call back. You know, I keep my things low key because I don't want to
Yeah.
abantu. You know? But
Yeah.
we've I think we've made a name for ourselves in the neighborhood, and you know, as far as South Samora is concerned, you know, because that's where we at. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I think I think the sun is pretty bright. It's
Oh,
shining
nice,
bright
nice,
on call.
nice,
Yeah.
nice. Hope some of it shines back in Bulawayo one day.
You know what I mean? Yeah, definitely take it back home. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. All right. Now we come back to the album or the EP that you just produced,
Right.
the project Himina.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
First of all, let's start from the Himina. What does
Yes.
this mean? What does this mean? The meaning of the word Himina, and again, what does it mean to the project? What can we expect from the project Himina?
Um, Emina for me was a fresh start. You know, Ansel and my gents, I mean, we're not together like as we were, but we're there, you know what I mean, for each other in terms
Yeah.
of like more support. I was solo and I needed to make a name for myself. Ebo. So Yemina basically is this is me, this is who I am. Ebo. Without my guys backing me up, without the whole Red Monkey Nation coming on, it's just callback. You're just looking at callback. So people, I felt that they needed to know me, you know, without having to reference my history. I needed to make a name for myself and get my own stamp and get my own footprint. So that's how Yemina came to be. And you find that every song that is in there is explains best what I do, what I represent, what I'm for, my diversity. You know, I like to spread my wings very wide, you know, because
All
I
right.
have that potential. I have that ability. So you find that once you listen to the album, you will get this, I don't know, you know, but you kind of you get the call back, you know, motion thing going on, and I think a lot of people will love it. I enjoyed it personally. It means a lot to me because this is the first ever album I had to do on my own,
Yeah.
of course with my team, at African Knee Sound, me and my producer Snoozy, but it represents everything that I am. And I think that every step that I'm going to take from now on is always going to take me back. So I always have that in mind to say, never forget where you come from. So once I establish my footprint, which is Temina, so I know everything else is just going to be fine for me.
All right. There are so many songs on the project, so I will just pick two songs, and maybe you can maybe tell us more about those songs. What was the inspiration? What's happening in the songs? And then I will ask you to just pick one song
Okay.
that I will then ask you to maybe to just give us a bit of it at the end of the day. Hope it's not the song that I will pick. So I'd like to find out more about
Sure.
Heredity with the track
Already.
Heredity. Yeah.
Okay. You want to play it first, or you want me to talk about it first?
No, just about the background of the song. What was
Uh,
happening? Heredity.
that track it takes me back like memories, you know. How it was done. It's every time you get two people involved, you have different inspiration going on.
Yeah.
So I had my producer and I was there. He had a different energy towards it. I had a different energy towards it. I was like, nah, we gotta find middle ground in this project and see what it's all about. And when I look at myself, Chinanje, as I'm Africans or any person in particular, inheritance is always something you need to leave behind.
Yeah.
So, however, when you listen to the song, it's like a web, a spider web,
Yeah.
But the message is pretty clear. It's got like a relationship going on. You kind of inherited a little something. I'm not talking like ilifa or anything, but you inherit whatever you inherit when you link up with different people, and some
Yeah.
of those things stick with you, and that's what becomes the inheritance of it, which is the hereditary, you know, the
All right.
thing. But it talks about a girl who, every relationship starts cool. We having a good time. Somewhere along the line, somebody starts making fires, and you try not to burn the whole house down. But the track basically focuses on a relationship that kind of went a little bit sour, but
Uh-huh.
we found middle ground at the end of the day, and we decided to inherit something good, out of it. So I guess it's best I can describe it.
All right. Let's talk of Lala.
Zala, let
Yeah.
it play. Um, Zala is it's not so different in terms of the focus of it.
Yeah.
Zala, let it play. Some things you need to let them be. Don't stress. Don't rush. Just be cool with it and let it play. You know what I mean? You
All right.
get
Yeah.
into a zone, you get into a moment. Let's just let the moment
Mm.
flow. Let the river flow. Don't disturb anything. So Lala, let it play. It's just let it play. Let it
All right.
happen the way it's happening. So it could be a different experience for different people, but basically the message is sometimes you just gotta let it go. You just gotta
All
let
right.
it play. Let it happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. One more track, a song of your choice from the project that you would like to talk about. I don't want to put you on a spot and say your favorite track because usually that's a
Yeah.
hard thing. That's a hard thing for any artist to do. You be like,
Yes,
I
that's
love
true.
everything. They
I
they
love
would
every
lie.
word.
They would love and say, I love everything.
I love all my work. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, for me, I mean, I would probably pick Inner Demons.
All right.
I would I would take Inner Demons because for me, first of all, that was the most difficult track for me. I really had to dig deep. And why I'm saying this is when you listen to all the songs, from the top, from Too Long going down to hereditary, and then you get juice, you get privacy, you get no you, she said, and the list goes on. But when you get to inner demons, you get this whole different world, you
Yeah.
know, because that's where I was personally. You know, I had challenges, you know, things that I faced and things that I go through, and personal battles that everybody has going on in their lives, you know. And for me, I feel that it's something that I needed to address because it was important for me to move on, you know.
Oh,
So Inner Demons basically is a track for me, not my favorite like you're saying, but it's the last track, and it is as best as all of them, but the message in there is more emotional. You get different energies. I kind of put on different styles in there, and I exhausted most of my abilities. I didn't go prime on it because I really haven't gotten to that point. But I looked in the mirror and I said I needed to address an issue, a personal issue that I was going through, and I
yeah.
needed to talk about it. You know, inner demons, different emotions. You got anger, you got love, you know, you got hate, you got all these different emotions that we all go through. And I needed to express that and tell my story with what I go through, both emotionally, spiritually, and physically. So that track incorporates everything that I am literally in one song.
All right. We wish you all the best with the Yimina project. I hope people get time to check it out. It's quite an
Thank
interesting project, interesting flow. Even your lyrics, it's insane how you express yourself in the music. And then before I let you go, you are working
you. Right.
in a in an environment where we've
Uh,
decided as Zimbabwe to call it Zim hip hop, and it's kind of a genre that is probably least appreciated by I can't say gatekeepers, maybe
mm,
media spaces in Zim don't seem
right.
to easily gravitate towards hip hop projects and so on for different reasons. How are you
Right.
finding the reception of hip hop in Zim? And do you think there is anything that artists themselves can do, or people that have the power to play these things, to play this music, can do to make things accessible for everyone?
You know that question that question is it's an important question. It's an important question because it's a serious question.
Yep.
We have people like me and other artists that actually make music because they love to make music, and then you have people that make music because they can, right? And then you have what is supposed to be a platform for everybody, which is Zim hip hop. But then on that platform, you don't get everybody going on. First of all, I would like to mention the issue of I don't know whether it's I would probably call it corruption or but there's an element of not giving everybody the space, you know. I'm not looking down upon what I'm trying to stand on, you know, because I am Zimbabwean and I am doing hip hop, and that is basically my platform, you know, whether I like it or not, because that's where I'm standing, and that's
Yeah.
where I'm at. But the way that Zim hip hop handles itself, it feels a little bit monopolized because you always get the same artist every time, as if there isn't any new artist, you know, that's coming out. But most of the issues that I came also to understand is the issue of publicity. You know, everyone who's an upcoming artist has it difficult, and everyone who's already established already think they're the best there is, and they're already shooting down everybody who's coming up because they want to keep the throne. You know, they
Yeah.
want to maintain what they have, and I get it. It's very normal because that's competition. But then I like to quote something that Rick Ross said. He said, "You will never be anybody if you don't uplift the next person. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Those were not the exact words that he said, but basically the message is, if I am going to be the greatest artist that this country's ever seen, of which I believe I am nothing if I don't uplift the next person who's also trying to be like me or trying
Yep.
to get on the same table, that I'm eating at. So a lot of people don't have that in their mindset. They always feel like, because to be honest with you, everybody likes the new guy. When you're in the music industry, you get your thing going on, you maintain, you got your vibe, you got your people. Everybody's gonna try and listen to the new guy. You know what I mean? Like, who's he? But then if you're up there and shooting those people down, there's no development because it's not growing. You're not putting in new flavors. You know, that's why you will notice that in my album I featured as many artists as I could, people that I meet and I link up with, because I know that I also want to be at that place, but I want to take somebody with me to say, with what I have accomplished in my life, I also made somebody else's life a little better. You know what I mean? Because that way we develop each other that way. But Zim hip hop is not taking that into consideration. I don't know why. I don't want to point any fingers, but there's a whole lot of stuff that's going on that isn't right. What I feel should be done is there should be a way for everybody to express themselves, an opportunity for everyone. We can't keep blaming certain other things. Of course, excuse me, us artists have a problem sometimes, like ego. When I was going up my ladder, I met a lot of artists that were as upcoming as me, but they didn't even appreciate or see me. It was already competition and we were looking down upon each other. But I'm like, my guy, we're on the same boat right now. We're trying to get to the same place. So
Yeah.
we should work together. But a lot of those artists kind of feel like they're already blown up and they're not even taking the first step. And those that have already made it as far as they could don't support anybody else that's below. I'm probably gonna get a whole lot of people like, nah, he what? But that's the truth. A lot of people don't talk about the truth. They wanna pretend as if they do, but when you put it in their face, they don't. You know. So it goes all the way from the top and all the way to the bottom. It's a system that needs to be changed. It's a mindset that needs to be changed from the artist and the people that actually manage, the system. And I just like, you see what you're doing. I
Yeah.
appreciate because you recognize somebody and you say, I'm going to put my hand in this. You know what I mean? But when you come back home for a same artist who's actually from your own hometown, you're not even uplifting those people. So who are you going to uplift?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's a stressful time. People are hungry. People are starving. If you ain't got the money, you're not gonna get airplay. If you ain't getting, if you don't know nobody, you're not gonna go as far as you're supposed to go. And it's a system that's all over the world, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
But some countries manage better than we do. So I could talk all day about this because it's like a, it's a
Yeah.
major issue. But there's something that needs to be fixed.
Yeah, I wish I had asked this question much earlier, but what you're saying, it's so profound. And it's an echo of some of the sentiments that have been said also by other artists in different platforms and even on ear ground. So I just hope that a time comes when artists realize that there is one apple and we all need to share from that, and that is the only way that we can try or manage to attract more apples if we're working in unison and trying to do something about what you already
Absolutely.
have. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
So I don't know if you can do inner demons for me before I let you go.
I inner demons, man. Until you caught up in the mess, you can never see the rest. Man, I've been told that I'm the best, but DJ Khaled ain't signed me yet, so I don't feel that way yet. So ain't no point being my chest, huh? So I'm just gonna revisit that just a little bit. Yeah.
Nice. Nice one. Thank you so much, ColeBehk, for your time. Hope that we'll talk more. When you have another project, just hit us up and we get this talking. And also, again, artists should participate more. You like the stuff that is not right. Let's talk about these things on different platforms. If we have these conversations, that's the only way we fix the system. That's the only way for someone to listen. If we're saying these things. So thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, man. You're the one that's spreading the message. You know, you're helping us paint the picture that we want everybody to see. So I appreciate you and what you guys are doing. Ear ground is people should hear. You know, ear ground, because that's where we stand. And so yeah, I appreciate you, man.
All right, thank you so much. That was ColeBehk. Bulawayo born, now based in Harare, just released his album called Temina. Let's go out and check it out. This is King Boaz out. New voices amplified here on Ear Ground all day, all time.